Strategy, playbook, purpose. What is strategy? Let's look at the definition of strategy for a moment. There are some surprising insights in its origin and meaning. Modern. Strategy. Strategy. A plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim. Oxford Dictionary etymology. Strategy. N. Art of a general, from French stratégie, 18c, and directly from Greek strategia, office or command of a general. Etymology online. The modern definition is straightforward and probably makes sense to you. But isn't the art of a general definition enlightening? Do you know why it says that? Think militarily or in terms of a military general. In this definition, art means the way or style of something. It means strategy is a military general's style of operation. How do they operate? With precision. They think about their steps. In former times, when life wasn't as easy as it is now, people had to be much more deliberate about every decision and action they took. Nothing was taken for granted the way it is today. His is still true of the military. Everything is calculated with precision. Your game strategy is your roadmap for going from your vision to your win. It's the planned execution of steps that takes place between setting your targets and reaching a goal. Targets can be short, to be completed the same day, or long, taking months or years, even a lifetime, to complete. Strategy takes you from the start of your game through to winning it. You can have a strategy for everything. To use strategy effectively, you must think like you are the general of your life. Using strategy means taking ownership of your vision, your direction, and all the steps that get you there. Strategy is about empowered decision-making and steps. It involves thinking about where do you want to go, short-term and long-term. What do you want to accomplish, today, next week, next year, and in your lifetime? Do you have a strategy for any of it? Do you plan to win? Do you know the steps required to win? Do you know how to handle distractions or hurdles that might pull you off path? You can have a strategy or multiple strategies for each of these aspects. Your strategy gets you through to where you want to be. However, you must choose your strategy. If you don't, unorganized chaos governs you. In this series, you will create a new vision and new goals. To reach them, you'll need to make moves. Your strategy moves you from vision to action and takes you across each of your goals' finish lines. Planning is an important part of crafting your vision. Executing your plan becomes your strategy. Without a strategy for making moves in your game, your vision remains nothing more than a plan. In order to win, you must have a winning strategy. To effectively chase our goals, you must approach them with a strategic mindset, focusing on planning, execution, and adaptability. Believing in our goals as if they are already happening is an essential part of this process, as it allows you to visualize our success and develop the necessary confidence to achieve it. Developing a winning strategy involves measuring our thoughts and actions against our goals, continually assessing our progress, and making adjustments as needed. By being open to all the possibilities the universe has to offer, you can tap into a wealth of opportunities and resources that can help you on our journey. As you pursue our goals with tenacity and a well-thought-out plan, you can maximize our chances of success and reap the rewards of our hard work. Embracing this strategic approach to goal setting and personal growth can lead you to a life filled with purpose, achievement, and happiness. You want to make moves in the game of life, every day, all day long. Your moves are your decisions and choices. However, you don't want to make blind moves. You want to make strategic ones. Going through life without strategies means that when you hit bad days or hurdles, which of course are bound to happen, you risk losing resources in your game. Having a strategy in place makes it easier to make effective decisions and provides a consistent way to filter your choices. Each time you make a decision, ask yourself, will this decision help me get closer to or farther away from where I am trying to go? You won't have just one strategy in your game. It's not something you decide on once and for all. You choose and execute your strategies daily. You have opportunities to execute your strategy all day, every day. If you choose not to do so, others will run their own games on you. Standards and strategy. Standards and strategy are intertwined. One supports the other. Without a clear strategy, it becomes challenging to recognize when you're veering off course, or even to see your path at all. A strategy provides direction, while your standards serve as benchmarks to evaluate whether your actions align with your objectives. Your standards are a critical component of executing your strategy. They act as tools for assessing your decisions and determining if they meet the criteria you've set for yourself. Standards help you stay focused, prevent you from straying, and guide you in course correcting when you begin to wander from your strategic goals. Having standards is essential for maintaining your direction. They allow you to make conscious choices, ensure that your efforts align with what truly matters to you, and support you in staying committed to your path. Who could you become? Truth bomb. Think about how you spend your resources. Healthy grocery shop, $100. Too expensive, dinner date, $100. Reasonable months of supplements, $100. Can't afford that. Night out drinking, $100. Weekly occurrence, personal growth seminar, $250. Crazy talk, Gucci belt, $250. Need to have it. Start a business, $1,000. Can't justify that. iPhone 11, $1,000. The newest model is a necessity. 60 minutes at the gym. I wish I had time. 60 minutes watching Netflix. Time flies? Watch another one. Everything in life comes down to priorities. What you choose to prioritize will shape your future. Close your eyes and envision your life 5 years from now. What does it look like? What steps did you need to take, both personally and professionally, to get there? Adjust your choices today to align with what your future self needs from you. Create urgency. Aim to achieve a 5-year plan in just 6 months. Maintaining your standards. Be savage or be average. Knowing your strategy and where you want to go allows you to make deliberate choices. You must understand what you can and cannot afford to do on your journey. Standards help you make these decisions. You can be selective and say, I will do this, but I can't afford to do that right now. It doesn't fit my standards. To succeed in your game, you must know your standards and fiercely commit to meeting them. For example, I often tell people, look, I just can't afford to hang out. When I say this, I mean it in terms of resources, not just money. My game cannot afford me going out on a Saturday night with people who don't align with my energy or might keep me out too late. I can't afford to fall out of my game the next morning. Staying out late or drinking could cost me half the next morning or even the afternoon. I can't afford that in my game. I cannot waste time or energy. They are vital resources. Anything that costs me these or doesn't align with my strategies simply isn't worth it. It doesn't fit my standards. Using strategy and standards to navigate choices. When faced with choices, having a strategy allows you to ask yourself crucial questions. What options are available? Which ones align with my standards? Which choices support my strategy in this area? Strategies help you create a roadmap for your actions, ensuring you're not simply following others or accepting whatever comes your way. Your strategy guides you step by step, so you don't end up moving in the same direction as everyone else. If you're just following the herd, you lack your own strategy and are merely accepting what life throws at you. For example, imagine you receive a job offer that pays more than your current position. Without a strategy, you might accept it, thinking more money means more resources for your game. But what if that job takes you off course? Without a clear strategy and plan aligned with your vision, you might not recognize that it's not the right move. By referring to your strategy, you can apply your standards to determine if the opportunity aligns with your goals. If accepting the job offer pulls you away from your intended path, your strategy and standards will help you realize that you need to decline it, making room for opportunities that truly support your vision. Standards. You value what you sacrifice. For our daily decisions are deeply influenced by a fundamental psychological truth. You tend to value things more when you have worked hard for them, or sacrifice something to obtain them. When something is cheap or free, you often take it for granted, overlooking its true worth. The things that come easily or without cost don't hold the same place in our minds or hearts as the things we've invested time, effort, or resources into. For example, consider how you treat a gift you received for free versus something you saved up for months to buy. The gift might get tossed aside or forgotten, but the item you worked hard to afford often becomes a cherished possession. This is because, psychologically, you associate the effort we've put into acquiring something with its value. When you sacrifice or put in hard work, our minds inherently link that effort with greater worth. Studies have shown that people are more likely to value experiences, objects, or opportunities that required them to give something up, even if the outcome isn't as rewarding as expected. This can lead to irrational decisions where people continue to invest in something just because they have already put so much into it, a phenomenon known as the sunk cost fallacy. In reality, the things you value most are those that we've worked hardest for, not necessarily those that come easily or cheaply. This principle applies to all areas of life: relationships, careers, personal growth, and even our daily habits. When you invest in ourselves, push through challenges, and make sacrifices, you inherently build value into those choices. This is why you must be conscious of what you commit our energy and resources to. Our standards are shaped by what you choose to work for and sacrifice for, and they ultimately define the quality of our lives. Value template exercise: defining your standards in life. In this exercise, we will focus on identifying and defining the key standards that shape your life. These are the principles and beliefs you hold that set the foundation for how you live, work, and interact with the world. Standards are not goals or aspirations, but are the benchmarks you use to measure everything you allow into your life, from relationships to work ethics, personal behavior, and lifestyle choices. This will help you understand and uphold your worth and ensure that you remain aligned with what truly matters to you. Download the template and follow the steps. Step 1. Identify your core standards. Think about the values that you live by. These are not goals, but rather the non-negotiable principles that guide your decisions and actions. Examples include integrity, always being honest, even when it's difficult. Respect, treating others with dignity, no matter the circumstance. Self-respect, refusing to settle for less than what you deserve in relationships and work. My personal strategy, rules for the game of life. You get what you say. Reserve the word. The game is a co-creation process. Instructions are bidirectional. Starve your distractions to feed your focus. Who you surround yourself with hinders or helps your game. Your body is your number one piece of equipment. Health is your greatest wealth. Learning is earning. Resource reallocation is always the answer. Lighten your load. The more you acquire, the more you need to maintain. Write down your top 5 life standards that guide how you live your life. These should be intrinsic values that shape your character and form the foundation of your decisions. Step 2. Clarify your boundaries. Standards also include the boundaries you set to protect your well-being and self-worth. For each of the values you wrote above, identify what behaviors, relationships, or environments you will not tolerate because they violate your standards. For integrity, I will not lie or allow myself to be manipulated by dishonesty. For respect, I will not tolerate disrespectful behavior, whether in personal or professional relationships. For self-respect, I will not compromise on what I deserve in a relationship or career for the sake of convenience. Step 3. Align your life with your standards. Now that you've defined your standards, reflect on your current life circumstances. Are there any areas where you're compromising these values? Write down one actionable step you can take to realign your life with each standard you've identified. Level complete. You have just leveled up. Continue to the next lesson.